Which is the best smartphone out there? iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, Lumia? While we're sure everybody has their favourites, there can only be one winner. Our new top 10 list for 2014 includes the best mobiles currently on the market, each of which we've tested and reviewed thoroughly. Now, before we get started, remember a phone with great specs doesn't necessarily make it a great phone. We also take things into account like design, usability and value for money. So let's kick things off with number 10. This is a great Windows phone that you can pick up for under £100. It doesn't exactly excel anywhere in particular, but everything it can do it makes a really good stab at, particularly for the price. It may have had to strip away a few features like NFC, camera flash and front-facing lens, but it's also got a big screen and a decent amount of power inside. If you're after a simple but user-friendly phone for a bargain price, the Lumia 520 is definitely worth a look. If you can get past the size, the Note 3 is a great device with superb battery life, mountains of speed and a delectable AMOLED screen. It's also stuffed to the rafters with features. Of course, that's if you can get past the size. For many, the Note 3 is just too big to be considered an option, with a 5.7-inch screen putting it firmly in the phablet category. The price is also pretty lofty, meaning we'd kinda like this but in a smaller form, cheaper and without the S Pen. For HTC One but smaller and cheaper. What's not to like? To be honest, if you take a look at the HTC One and its little brother side by side, you'll struggle to tell the difference other than the fact the One is smaller, obviously. The beautiful build quality pervades and the functionality isn't compromised either. The result? A cheaper version of the flagship phone that scales down the processor and drops the price. Good combo, HTC. Another mid-range handset with a low-end price tag, the Moto G is a phone that looks great on paper and lives up to the billing. From the well-defined 4.5-inch screen to its quad-core processor and KitKat-flavoured OS, there's a lot to love about the Moto G, especially when you can pick it up for around £100 in some stores. Obviously, a few corners have been cut to keep costs down, most noticeably in the camera, but this is still, without a doubt, the best budget mobile on the market. Never has a company split opinion as much as Apple. Love it or hate it, the iPhone 5S is a beautiful phone with a stunning screen, intuitive UI and excellent fingerprint sensor that lets you unlock your phone with a simple touch. The main problem we have with it is the cost. It's pretty hard to justify the 5S as the most expensive phone on the market when its specs are comparable to handsets half or even a third of the cost. It may not have received the premium flair we were hoping for, but the Galaxy S4 has everything you could need in a smartphone, including a great screen, long-lasting battery and speedy internals. Okay, so the so-called innovation doesn't really add anything to the experience and comes off feeling a bit gimmicky. But this is still an amazing phone with bags of features and a great choice for any Android lover. We're really happy to see the Nexus 5 jump into the top 5, which is all thanks to improvements brought by Google's latest software update. Android 4.4 gets some clever implementation in the Nexus 5, and we're big fans of the powerful CPU and quality screen. Now that the battery lasts longer and the camera has been given some love, we couldn't recommend it more, especially at that price point. This is essentially the Xperia Z1 shoved into a smaller frame and with almost nothing compromised. The screen is noticeably smaller at 4.3 inches and for that reason doesn't get Full HD, but inside this is very much the same beast as its bigger brother. A 2.2 GHz Snapdragon 800 with 2GB of RAM makes it comparable to the Samsung Galaxy S4, and on top of that, you get great battery life and waterproofing to boot. If you want a great phone that's on the smaller side but still want all that power, the Z1 Compact is your ideal device. If it weren't for the plasticky shell and cluttered UI, we have no doubt that the LG G2 would be in the number 1 spot. There's just so much on offer here. A superb screen, excellent camera, great audio and meaty CPU under the hood that keeps things ticking over effortlessly. We even got used to and then came to love the rear-mounted power and volume buttons. The LG G2 is a powerhouse of a phone and should be seriously considered by anyone looking for an outstanding Android mobile. The 5-star HTC One retains the top spot because it simply has everything we want in a smartphone. Yes, the camera splits opinion and it's no longer the most powerful device out there, but it's still the epitome of a premium handset thanks to exquisite design, great screen and innovation through and through. We are starting to wonder how long the HTC One will be able to hold on to its crown though, particularly with the Samsung Galaxy S5 on the way.